Jinping's one stubborn decision, and China's economy crumbled? The world's two largest economic powers have clashed once again, but this time, the battle is not just about trade. It's a tale of political ego and strategic miscalculation. A single decision is now shaking the global supply chain, and the shockwave is too big to be ignored. The United States has imposed a staggering 145% tariff on Chinese goods. But what's surprising is that this decision wasn't sudden. Chinese President Xi Jinping was warned 2 months ago about America's intent. Yet, he refused to make a single phone call. Just one call, and today, China is facing the biggest economic blow in global trade history. Today, we will explore this issue in depth. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our latest videos. Now, let's dive into today's discussion. According to a CNN report, the Trump administration had long warned China that if President Xi Jinping did not engage in dialogue with US President Donald Trump, heavy tariffs would follow. US officials repeatedly urged their Chinese counterparts that a direct conversation between Xi and Trump was necessary to avoid future conflict. But China's response was firm and dismissive. There's no need for talks. This wasn't just a rejection of dialogue. It was like shooting themselves in the foot. Now, China is paying the price for that mistake in the form of a 145% tariff. Trump's strategy has always been aggressive and clear. He believes in making America economically great again, and for that, it's essential to eliminate trade imbalances with China. He accuses China of engaging in unfair trade practices for years, stealing American technology, dumping goods in markets, and harming US domestic industries. That's why he had issued a clear warning: talk or face tariffs. And now, that's exactly what's happening. For China, this isn't just an economic strike, it's a severe political blow as well. The US has imposed this tariff solely on China, not on other major exporting countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Mexico, or India. That means America's target is crystal clear. This tariff is both a punishment and a message. If you don't cooperate with the United States, you will face the consequences. The US has shown the entire world that it can change the rules of global trade at will. Hundreds of Chinese products fall under the scope of this tariff: smartphones, laptops, computer parts, televisions, toys, clothing, automobiles, machinery, and other consumer goods. These products will now face an additional 145% tax in the US. This means either the goods will become significantly more expensive in America, or US companies will stop importing them altogether. In both cases, the damage is China's, because its largest export market, the US, has now become almost inaccessible. But China hasn't remained silent either. In retaliation, it has imposed tariffs of up to 125% on American products. China claims it won't back down from taking any step necessary to protect its economy. However, the reality is that China imports far less from the US compared to what it exports. In other words, the impact of China's counter-tariffs will be limited. The real damage will fall on China itself. In 2023, China exported nearly $500 billion worth of goods to the US, while it imported only about $145 billion in return. These figures alone make it clear who will bear the brunt of the tariff war. Chinese companies are now seeing orders cancelled, factory production is declining, and foreign investor confidence is starting to waver. Meanwhile, concern is also rising within the US. Many economists have warned that tariffs could hurt America as well. US companies, especially in the tech industry, depend heavily on cheap raw materials and components from China. With tariffs in place, These items will become more expensive, leading to higher production costs and eventually pushing up consumer prices. This could mean increased inflation, dissatisfied consumers, and mounting pressure on the domestic market. But Trump believes this is a small sacrifice that America can endure for long-term benefits. His focus is on making America self-reliant, boosting domestic manufacturing, and limiting China's economic power. His supporters believe Trump will succeed in making China bend, just as he's claimed to have done on several occasions before. Amid this entire conflict, another issue is slowly surfacing: TikTok. The US wants TikTok's ownership to be transferred to an American company to ensure the safety of American users' data. If Xi Jinping and Trump had engaged in direct talks, perhaps a major deal could have been reached addressing both tariffs and TikTok. But now, tensions are high, and there seems to be no solution in sight. China's dilemma is that it's still searching for a suitable platform to initiate dialogue. But time is slipping away. With each passing day, the losses are mounting. While lower-level officials continue to talk, there is no communication at the highest levels. This has led to a diplomatic deadlock, one that can only be resolved through dialogue, yet that very dialogue remains absent. Political analysts believe that Xi Jinping's ego and deep-rooted mistrust toward the US are keeping him away from engaging in dialogue. He fears that Trump will impose his conditions during any talks. But now that the tariffs are already in place, those conditions may be even tougher. China's window for negotiation may already be closed. The impact of this tariff war won't be limited to just these two countries. The entire world, especially emerging markets like India, will feel its effects. Global supply chains will shift. Investors will start looking for new destinations. And the global economy will take time to find a new equilibrium. If Xi Jinping continues to avoid dialogue, China may face even harsher sanctions in the future. Trump's agenda doesn't stop at tariffs. He wants to isolate China economically, technologically, militarily, and diplomatically. And if the US succeeds in this strategy, then China's dream of becoming a 21st-century superpower may be pushed far into the future. This entire episode teaches us that global politics today is no longer driven solely by missiles or military power, but by the art of communication, diplomacy, and timely decision-making. A single call, one meeting, or a well-timed deal, these can change everything. But when ego takes the place of dialogue, destruction becomes inevitable.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.